समस्तजनकल्याणे निरतं करुणामयं नमामि चिन्मयं देवं सद्गुरुं ब्रह्मविद्वरम् वसुदेवसुतं देवं कंसचाणूरमर्दनं देवकी परमानन्दं कृष्णं वन्दे जगद्गुरुं कृष्णं वन्दे जगद्गुरुम्. So verse 18 today. ज्योतिषामपि तज्ज्योतिः तमसः परमुच्यते ज्ञानं ज्ञेयं ज्ञानगम्यं हृदि सर्वस्य विष्ठितम्. That Brahma, the light of all lights, is said to be beyond darkness. Knowledge, the object of knowledge, to be reached by knowledge, seated in the hearts of all. Okay. Now see, to begin with, Jyotisham api tajyoti. It is that Brahma, the light of all lights, is said to be beyond darkness. देखो light का तो सबसे पहले ये जो word है ना ज्योतिष, ज्योतिष, we also know it as astrology, isn't it? So why is in India Jyotish Shastra called astrology called Jyotish? It is that Jyoti is light. Okay, Jyoti means light. So that which throws light on and illumines for your perception as future situations. That is why they call it Jyotish. Something which you cannot see with your eyes or know with your mind, Jyotish Shastra throws light on those things which help you to perceive future events. That is why it is called Jyotish. Jyotish means that which throws light on. Right? So, यहाँ पे क्या है? Jyotishamapi tajyoti tamasa parimuchyate. It says that Brahma, the light of all lights. Now, the light of all lights, if you call consciousness light, हम लोग की कौन सी lights हैं? We know only 4 different kinds of lights in the objective world. Sun, moon, lightning, and the other thing is this Deepak, yeah, any artificial light, any objective artificial light which human beings create. You can take it as fire or Deepak or electrical light or whatever. That is the 4th category. So these are only the 4 lights we know. He says that Brahma, the light of all lights. Now, what does that mean, the light of all light? This means that consciousness is that light by which everything is known or everything is perceived, even light is perceived. So, what is that light because of which you can see light? Dekho, if you are not alive, can a dead man see the sun? Can a dead man see the moon or the light or the bulb or the deepak? No, he can't. So, what is that light which enables him to see even objective light, which the world recognizes as light? So, there must be some illumining factor. There must be some factor that illumines his understanding. Even the fact that you know your mind, you know your emotions, you know your, so there is some, that is why we call it light, because it illumines for your understanding, for your perception, something which you otherwise, because of which you see, otherwise you cannot perceive, you cannot even feel your emotions if that light is not there. So that is why he calls it light of lights. Now देखो, हम लोग की अंडरस्टैंडिंग में व्हाट इज द वे ऑफ लुकिंग? इट इज आईज plus object plus light. Three things have to be there for you to see in the objective world, right? One, your eyes have to be in line with an object. That means they have to be, I mean, you have, it should be within your purview of your eyes, okay, of your sight. दो चीजें हो गई. And third thing is, unless there is light in that room, you cannot see anything in that room. Clear? You cannot see the table, you cannot see the glass, you cannot see the TV, you cannot see anything if there is no light. So, eyes plus object plus light. These are the three things that are necessary for you to see in the objective world or experience, or the objective world gains cognition because of these three things. Now, पर ये लाइट कौन सी है? This is the light, your inner light, your light which enables you, or enables your eyes first. It enables the object, for your eyes to see the object, and also it enables you to see the light. So it has to be the light of lights. And that light of lights is, you can call it the light of consciousness, you can call it the light of intelligence, you can call it the light of wisdom, you can call it the light of perception, whatever you call it. But none of these things are possible without that light. So he calls it light of lights. Now then, that is why हम लोग, we have taken the name light because of this, because it enables you to see or perceive. See, the meaning of see is objectively seeing, that is the eyes seeing something. Perception को भी see कहते हैं, don't you say? Like mostly South Indians, sorry for the reference, but like you tell them, you are relating something to them, and what do they say? I see, I see, I see. They do not mean that I am looking with the eyes. That is not what they are saying. When they say I see, it means I understand, I understand, I understand. Right? So the word used is what? See. So in what light is he understanding? It is this light of consciousness, this light of wisdom, that he is understanding that. And therefore, uh, without this light, you cannot understand. The intellect won't work. So, light, even of lights, as I told you, that, it is called Jyoti, Jyoti Param. यहाँ पे देखो ये है ना, Tamasa Param, the word Param. Now the Param means the supreme light, the most important light, the highest form of light is that. It is not sun, moon, stars, lightning or this or that. तो वो नहीं है. उसको देखिए, हम लोग वो जो आरती करते हैं ना from the Upanishad, that न तत्र सूर्यो भाति न चंद्र तारकम. So this light is beyond those lights. तमेव भान्तं अनुभाति सर्वम. In your light, he's telling the Lord that in your light every other light is lighted up. Tamaiva bhantam anubhati sarvam. You can experience all, and all comes to light because of your light. And that is why light of light in the phenomenal world, you call it. Now, any perceptible light you can see only with that. Even to see the sun, देखो, अब ऐसे कहते हैं ना, to see the sun you don't need a torch. Yeah, you don't need a torch. But what do you need to see the sun? Tell me. The inner light. If you do not have the light of consciousness, will you see the sun? Does a dead man see the sun? No matter how bright the sun may be, but does he see it? No, he can't. So that. Acha. Then comes this thing where he says that that is said to be beyond darkness. ये देखिए, ये है ना tajyote tamasa. That means that light which is beyond tamas. Tamas is darkness. Tamas means darkness over here. So वो अच्छा, that light which is beyond tamas also. Yes, I'll just tell you. See, it is, you can see everything, okay? But we all know that you can only see in reflected light, and that's a scientific fact. That reflected light lights up objects and you see them. That is the principle of seeing. But how do you see darkness? When you enter a dark room, you say, I see nothing but darkness. तो जब लाइट ही नहीं है तो आपको डार्कनेस, हाउ यू आर सीइंग द डार्कनेस? That is the reason that what makes you see darkness is not objective light, it is some different light, which is your inner light of consciousness, inner light of perception. And that is why they say that it is beyond darkness. So, when you say tameva bhantam anubhate sarvam, it means in your light all other lights are possible. Because of your light, other lights are possible, and therefore light of lights, and also light beyond darkness. This also beyond darkness. Okay, ये हो गया. Then ये तो हो गया, ये भी हो गया. Okay, now then. So the light and darkness. देखो, once you are conscious even of darkness, as he say, and then he says, Jnanam Gyayam Jnanagamyam Hradi Sarvasya Vishchitam. It says knowledge, the object of knowledge, and to be reached by knowledge, seated in the hearts of all. Now he says that it is knowledge. It is only because of knowledge that you can perceive the Supreme. It is the knowledge of the Supreme, plus because of that knowledge that you can perceive the Supreme. There is no other way to know except knowledge. So, the knowledge of the knowable is the only way to reach Supreme knowledge. There is no easy access. There is no easy way कि आपको reality पता चलेगी. There is no easy home delivery. ऐसा कुछ नहीं है. You have to work towards it. Now, how do you work towards it? How do you gain that knowledge? A, the teacher. Very, very important, the teacher. But how do you even get to the teacher? See, understand one thing very clearly. Everybody is not capable of reaching a true teacher. You cannot. Unless आपके उतने पुण्य, your past good actions have come to fructify, only then when you are going to be taking a jump, an elevated jump for your evolution, only then you meet a true teacher. So you have to be deserving a true teacher. That's the word. You have to be deserving a true teacher. So you deserve a true teacher. But even after he has given you the knowledge, knowledge is jnanam. After he has given you the knowledge, you have to work up. You have to work up. So you have to work up and you have to discipline your mind and intellect to take that jump or that flight to eternity. Now, how do you take a flight, or how do you rise up? Without leaving the lower, you cannot reach the higher. When you are climbing a ladder, you have to leave the lower rung of the ladder on which you are standing if you want to go on a higher rung. You put your one foot on there and you lift that other foot, only then can you stand on the higher foot, isn't it? So all the old things, all your sensuality, your greed, lust, power, jealousy, hatred, all those things, you have to leave. Those are the disciplines you have to leave. वो षट विकार जो होते हैं आपको छोड़ने पड़ेंगे. मद, मत्सर, क्रोध, काम, all these, matsarya, these you've got to leave only to enable you, to make you meditation worthy. Otherwise it is not possible, not possible. You have to live the values if you want to take the jump. Otherwise there is no go. आप knowledge आपको मिल भी जाएगा, but otherwise you will not be able to go up. अच्छा, then dwelling in the heart of all. Then quickly Krishna says the last bit, and this last bit is what? Sarvasya Vishthitam. Sarvasya Vishthitam, Hriday Sarvasya Vishthitam. That means he says that it is everywhere, and yet that thing which is everywhere is in your own heart. So you do not have to go somewhere to get it. Generally, the concept is that I am here, the Lord is somewhere high up there. और मैं वहां कैसे पहुंचूं? All your bhajan sing that ना, ऊंची अटरिया पे राम मेरे, अब मैं कैसे कैसे मिलना होए, है ना? तो वो नहीं है. He is there, but he is everywhere. Now everywhere does not exclude you. You are in that everywhere or not? You are. So he quickly says that he can be contacted within your own heart. He can be, see, dwelling in the heart of all. So you don't have to go anywhere, you don't have to do anything. And all your perceptions, all your knowledge is there because he is sitting in your heart, controlling everything. You cannot speak a word without his grace. Gurudev used to say that you even need his grace to deny him. Even if you say that I don't believe in God, what do you have to, how can you say that? You cannot say that unless his grace is there in your body to enable you to pronounce those words. You cannot. Okay? So, acha, then knowing him, you know everything. Sarvasya. How come? Dekho. Gurudev gives the example that if you know the properties in one grain of salt, don't you know the properties of all the salt in the world? You do. तो बस वही है. Just catch hold of him and his feet and never let go. Just surrender to his will, to his feet, hold on to him and say that you have to save me, that's all. I am trying, but I don't have the courage. You save me. So with that surrender bhav and thing, you try to know him and you will know him. Okay, come to the next one. इति क्षेत्रं तथा ज्ञानं ज्ञेयं चोक्तं समासतः मद्भक्त एतद्विज्ञाय मद्भावायोपपद्यते. Thus the field as well as the knowledge and the knowable have been briefly stated. Knowing this, my devotee enters into my being. When he says knowing this, it does not mean intellectually knowing. Please understand, wherever in spiritual parlance you say he got to know, it does not mean know with your brain or your intelligence. It means that you got to totally understand and live those values. That is when you can say that I know. तो आपको गुरु ने ज्ञान दिया, लेकिन if you do not make that knowledge your own, if you do not digest that knowledge, if you do not assimilate it into your everyday life, that knowledge does not become your own. So then you will say that I do not know. Hmm? Now, this word iti generally comes at the end, it means unquote. जैसे आप कहते हैं ना quote, unquote. So when it says iti means this topic is finished, and he says iti, thus the field, that is kshetram, as well as the knowledge and the knowables, jnanam gyayam, what you would like to know and what is worth knowing. Hmm? So far in the discussion, all that has been discussed, he's saying. Here, he is only summarizing. He is what is called in oratory, it is called to perorate. To perorate means, because this is all oral tradition, na? Geeta was sung, it is a song. Huh? So here, perorating means that concluding all that he has said. So here he is just doing exactly that, that he is just collecting all and recapitulating it together and saying that thus the field as well as the knowledge and the knowable have have been briefly stated. Knowing this, my devotee enters into my being. Now, what does he mean by enters into my being? The knowledge of that which you live makes you that. It becomes a tattvamasi. That means you are now fit for meditating on the Supreme and becoming one with Him. You become totally one with Him, and the values that you have to live are the right relationship with the world, with the full understanding of what Maya and Brahma is, what is their connection, which the teacher has been telling you all along. What is Jiva, what is Brahma, what is Maya, what is the relationship between Jiva and Brahma, how you are the Brahma yourself. All that he has been already saying. So he says, if you live the right values of life, like humility and all that, then you become fit for meditating on that. This is what, like Raman Maharishi, Drig Drishya Vivek, you have to know the seer and the seen. What is the seen and what is the seer? And once you know that, then your meditation becomes steady. Most of us align ourselves with the drishya. Drishya means objects, whatever you're seeing with your fleshy eyes, that is drishya. So we have to understand that who is the seer. Turn your attention from the drishya to the drig. Drig means the seer. So that is, you have to develop that vivek. Come to the next verse. Prakritim purusham chaiva vidyanadi ubhavape vikaranshya gunanshchaiva vidhi prakriti sambhavan. It says, know thou that matter and spirit are both beginningless. And know thou also that all modifications and qualities are born of Prakriti. Dekho. He says, all modifications. Now, we live in a world of modification or not? Yes. We live in a world of change all the time? Yes. Everything that you see around you changes, including yourself. Your body changes minute to minute. Your old cells are dying and the new cells are being created, isn't it? Your body is changing or not? Body is first growing and then aging, and then the body dies. So the birth of the body, the growth of the body, the aging of the body, and the death of the body are what? They are all changes. Okay. The things around you are all changing or not? Today your children are one kind of a thing. In 2 years their personality has changed. है ना? And in after some time you say कि भैया ये तो बिल्कुल ही अलग बातें कर रहे हैं. I don't know what they talk and how they behave. They are totally different from what they were when they were little children, isn't it? Your friends change or not? And husband and wife, though, of course, change. When they got married, they were one, and as the marriage goes on, they slowly change into totally different people. Everybody changes and everything changes. All right, around you, everything has changed. Huh? What about your own mind? Aha, that is the most wonderful thing. Mind to changes minute to minute. I am happy, I am sad. I am disgusted, I am joyful, I am sorrowful, I am at one moment are you out in the world, I'm an extrovert, one moment I'm an introvert, one moment I'm joyous, one moment I'm depressed, and all kind of things. Huh? And the mind goes from here right up to New York. So where is the mind? Mind is racing all along. It is the most mercurial thing in the world. The outside things don't change so much as the mind changes. ठीक है ना? तो ये देखो, ये कह रहे हैं यहाँ पर, know thou that matter and spirit are both beginningless, and know thou also that all modifications, that means all changes and qualities, are born of Prakriti. This is the lower Prakriti. See, he is talking of the Prakriti, the matter, and matter, the quality of matter is to change. Change, modification, changing minute to minute is the quality of matter. Anything other than spirit is matter. Now, here he is talking of spirit and matter. That is, the technical names given over here are Prakriti and Purusha. You have done that Prakriti and Purusha with me before, you know. So here it is Prakriti and Purusha. Prakriti is the world of matter. Purusha is the world of the spirit. But this, please understand, is not the Lord Supreme. So, how is this Purush different from the Lord Supreme Brahma? It is not Brahma. When you say Purusha, Purusha is like, say, Brahma and Purusha are like sun and sunlight. You got it? Sunlight is different from the sun. Carefully. The sun is different. Sunlight is different. That means the effect of the sun reaching your planet is what is defined here as Purusha. So the Lord, you know, उनका जिसको आप कहते हैं कि his reflection in you is what is Purusha. That reflection acts as him alone. Just like the reflection of the sun in a bucket. Many times I've given you an example. A bucket filled with water, the sun is reflecting in that. You see the sun there? Yes. It has the qualities of the sun? Yes. It has the brightness of the sun. You can't look into it for long. You blink your eyes and move away because the light is so sharp. It can heat the water. Yes. So the light and the heat, which are the qualities of the sun, have come into the water through sunlight. It is a reflection. Similarly, Purusha. Got it? So Prakriti is matter and Purusha. And they together create the world, but both of them, he says, now come to the first one where he says, Prakriti, matter, they are beginningless. That is, they are timeless. देखो, time is a concept of the human mind. I have many times explained this and I will repeat it a little for people who are listening for the first time. Some of you, that time is an intellectual concept of human beings, past, present, and future. There is no existence of the past anymore. Is there? No, the past doesn't exist. Future, is there an existence? No, there is no existence. But still we talk about the past and we talk about the future. We do, no? And we try to remember the past and visualize the future. How? We let our mind race. That is all. We allow our mind to race into the past and into the future. Past is only alive in your own mind. So if you drop memory of the past, there is no past for you, good or bad. No past for you. So the future hai na wo hai, and present is what I have always said, that present is a thin line which is constantly turning the future into the past, future into the past. There is no such thing as present also. Because when I say I am speaking, this is in the present tense. I am speaking. But what has happened? I have already spoken. What is it? It's gone into the past, isn't it? It's gone into the past. So, present is an imaginary line dividing future and past. So, what is time then? There is no beginning, there is no end. Nobody knows the beginning, nobody knows the end. You can go, I mean, astronomy, not astrology, astronomy talks in terms of millions and millions and millions of light years away. Billions of light years. I mean, amazing figures. You say astronomical figures, don't you? There's a phrase, astronomical figures. That means very, very big figures. अब उसके पहले क्या था, क्या नहीं था? But there must be, you keep on imagining that there must be some starting point, because that is how we understand things, that there is a beginning and there is an end. But in these two, he says that it is both beginningless, and if it is beginningless, it is also endless. Anything that is born will also die. Anything that is the beginning will also have an end. So something that has not begun is not going to have an end. So we have to do with all the qualities that govern matter and spirit. And we have to live with those, knowing all those. But you must know the nature of the vrittis or the ripples, that are there in consciousness, in your mind. So वो वृत्तिज जो हैं वो चलती जाती हैं, चलती जाती हैं, चलती जाती हैं. And there is nothing in Brahma. There is no quality in Brahma. And know thou also that all modifications and qualities are born of Prakriti. When they are saying that, it is insinuating that in Parabrahma there is no quality, there is no time, there is no quality, and there is nothing. Nothing, the word is made from no thing. That means there is nothing. When you say nothing, it only means koi cheez nahi hai. No thing is nothing. So here, the concept of time, your concept of time, man-made time, starts from the first second. And I've always told you, because nobody knows the first, so your first unit of time is a second. You call it a second, क्योंकि first पता ही नहीं है किसी को, है ना? So this thing, just see this thing. Okay, when you say the first second, you are contradicting yourself. It's a paradox. First second, है ना? So only for the reason that you do not know के first था ही क्या, and he is saying only this, that these are beyond time. Even Prakriti and Purush are beyond time. It is only that in matter that all qualities, all gunas come into existence. All modifications come into existence. uh, and Brahma is the changeless substratum. It is a place जिसको जिसको कि वेदांत में कूटस्थ कहते हैं. Kutastha is that which never changes. Gurudev has given that word over here. Kutastha, that which never changes. It stays there. देखो ये जो स्थ वर्ड है, ये जो धातु is a स्थान, स्थावर. All these words that begin with stha means stationed there permanently. ठीक है, तो ये जो है ना कूटस्थ, कूट इज दैट जिस पे वो लोहार हैमर चलाते हैं, धाड़ धाड़ धाड़, तो वो सब कुछ मूव करता है लेकिन वो नहीं हिलता. द एनविल which is known as the anvil in English, you know, that iron thing on which the blacksmith's hammer, है ना, ironsmith hammers, right? So that is what is called the kutas. So he says that that is the one alone that never changes. It just does not change. Whereas gunas, changes, modifications, qualities all come into Prakriti and Purusha. Okay, so let's conclude here. And पूर्णमद पूर्णमिदं पूर्णात् पूर्णमुदच्यते पूर्णस्य पूर्णमादाय पूर्णम् एव वशिष्यते. ॐ शान्ति शान्ति शान्तिः. हरि ओम. श्री गुरुभ्यो नमः. हरि ओम.